Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ, talking about when you hear negative information about someone, you're not allowed to believe it, but you are allowed to be chayshesh, to be suspicious that perhaps it is true, so you can guard yourself and others, if necessary, from getting hurt by this person. There are many ways that people stumble in regards to suspecting the derogatory information that a person might have heard or heard that might be true. Really, we need to talk about this a lot so you'll understand all the details of where you're allowed to be really chayshish, suspicious of this person. However, now is not the time to elaborate upon this. At the end of the Sefer, in the final Klal, the final chapter, I'm going to speak about this in depth. But right now, the general rule is the following. When Chazal say that the Lashon Hara that you hear, you can be suspicious that maybe what you heard about Shimon, for example, is true. That's only when you need to be suspicious to guard yourself from being harmed by Shimon, the person that the Lashon Hara is being spoken about. But even though that you can be suspicious that maybe what they said about Shimon is true, and therefore you're going to guard yourself, maybe you're not going to get into a business deal with him, you won't marry off your children to him, you're not going to trust him in certain things. But God forbid, you should do any action against Shimon to show that you are disappointed in what you heard about him. Chas v'chalila, you can't do anything. To cause him any damage or embarrassment because of the Lashon Hara that you heard about him. Gadol or katan, whether it was big damages or small damages, it doesn't matter. You're not allowed to take the information to heart and act upon it and do something that is detrimental now to the life of Shimon, whose the words of Lashon Hara is that you heard about him. Even if you heard the words of Lashon Hara from one witness who is a valid witness, he's a good person, he's a kosher person, he's an honest person, you have no reason not to believe him. She'ed alav came to Bezdin, he even testifies against him in Bezdin in a court of law. One aid, one witness only helps when it comes to a shavu if he wants to take a vow. But if he comes along and he says, I saw that Shimon did X, Y, and Z, Bezdin doesn't accept the testimony of one witness, and therefore you cannot do something based upon the testimony of one witness, which is going to end up causing pain to Shimon. The Yosim is even more than this. Even if you want to come and hate Shimon in your heart right now because of the negative information of Lashon Hara that you heard about him, Asar gam kein min haTorah, the Torah says you're not allowed to do that. The kol shekain, all the more so, she'enu yochal lifter as atzma al yedei halish nebisha, you're not allowed to exempt yourself from me'achiyuvim shu mechuyev la'anidan, from the chiyuvim, the obligations, the mitzvahs that you're obligated to do, in our case, Shimon over here, just because that you heard Lashon Hara. Meaning, if he comes along and needs tzedakah, you still got to give him tzedakah. He needs rachmanis, he needs mercy, you got to do mercy. He needs he needs something, so he needs a loan, you have to obligate to give him a loan. Just because you heard negative information, to suspect it and protect yourself, yes, you can do that. To treat him harshly and rudely and come down on him and make his life miserable and then not take care of the obligations of chesed you have with him, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, asar min haTorah, that you are not allowed to do. Have a wonderful day.